what for them was the most important thing was to write down their philosophy, their way of understanding life, the way of their understanding God. Now, in those times, and I'm talking about 100 years, 50 years before the time Jesus was born, they are already here with their rabbis, and they are writing it down. What would be the means you wrote down on what in the ancient time? I won't ask you, I'll tell you. Papyrus. But more expensive than papyrus would be a skin of an animal. Of course, it had to be a kosher skin of animal, but on a skin of animal. And the most inexpensive would be on a piece of clay with charcoal. What kind of ink did they use on the scrolls? We found out that it was made out of a sap of a tree with black sand that they have here by the Dead Sea. And they wrote their whatever they thought, their philosophy, on those scrolls. Then they rolled it and put it in vessels. Now, when they were attacked by tribes that wanted to take the little they had, for them this was the most important thing. They hid it in caves. They had an archive over here. I'm going to show you the room of the archive where we found. But they also hid a lot of them in the caves. Now, when we found it 2,000 years later, how could we find leather, skin of an animal that was saved for 2,000 years? Take my coat that is made out of leather. If I don't treat it every 3 months, it will get mold. How come this didn't get mold? How come this stayed for 2,000 years? What?
There's no air in the cave? Dry.
There was cave. I've heard the word dry weather. No,
Okay.
no, there is air, but no moisture. Okay, nothing wet. So it did stay. On the other hand, you take books of mine, there are always the little insect that will eat the pages. If you look backwards over there, you see one of the scrolls, and you see how much animals ate. Why? Because it's desert. There are very few animals over here. So they stayed for 2,000 years, and the rest of the story I'll tell you outside how it was found, which is an unbelievable story. We are coming